Oh my God, I was about to leave social media, definitely.
Do you consider yourself now independent person?
My mind doesn't even think that, oh, it's okay, one day you're gonna get married and somebody's like gonna cover it for you. Or
They don't get separate with the parents until 40, 50, and sometimes 60 years old, and sometimes separation actually never happened. What was the most difficult in this journey being an influencer?
the whole world just flipped on me.
Hi guys, I am so excited today for our guest. Very inspiring person, beautiful lady, and a very talented human, Raghda.
Thank you. I wasn't ready for that. But shukran. How
This
are
is
you?
just the beginning.
I know, right?
To
Yalla.
warm up. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am, first of all, I am welcoming you at my podcast. It's been a while since I was curious to have a conversation with you.
Ooh.
And yeah, and I have some interesting questions, and I'm looking forward to discover more about you.
I'm excited, Saraha. I'm very interested asking you questions also because I know how much knowledge you have and very excited for this podcast. I've watched some of yours and they're very nice.
Thank you. Um, every podcast starts with the same question to every guest. And the question is, when was the turning point in your life
Ooh, okay.
that when you said that, خلاص, it cannot continue like this, I have to change something?
That's a very good question, by the way. Um, so for me, I think it was when I decided to go to a show in Jordan. And so at the beginning, it was just me going for 2 months just to do the show because I used to live in the US with my family. So they basically didn't want me to go, but after like a little bit of convincing them, they accepted. And I went for 2 months, and then Corona happened. So Corona basically changed my whole life. Like
أشر بدني.
أشعر بدني. Yeah, like Corona for a lot of people was a very bad period of time. And يعني, because what happened like with a lot of people from Corona. But for me, like I always say it was the best thing that happened to me.
Actually, it's interesting because for me, I consider Corona is one of the best time also in my life because it's
Really?
changed. It's changed a lot. Yeah, we can discuss it a bit in
Yeah,
details in a
more.
moment. But I wanna comment on something. You know, when you said about Corona and all my body went in a goosebumps,
Oh.
and that's mean for you, for me. Sorry, that because I work with people, yeah, and I feel what people
Yeah.
feel, and the that mean that it's really true, and it's really been something really important happened in that period of time for you. What was the transformation about? What was the
So,
change
yeah.
about?
You know, I feel like I don't remember anything that happened with me before Corona because I feel like I start like living or I just felt what life is after I moved to like Jordan, which was because of Corona. Because I was stuck there. I couldn't go back to the US, and my parents wanted me to come back because I was still in college. And then when everything was open again, I said, no, I don't want to go back. Like, this is my life now. I feel like, you know, like when okay, so I don't want to be like, say like I was in prison or something, but you know, it's just a way different feeling living alone, living free, um, being able to take your own decisions. Also because I was 19 when I lived with my parents, and then when I went to Jordan, I was 20. So I feel like I was at a certain point in time, like I feel people in their 20s, they just want to experience life. And a lot of people don't get to do that because they have
They don't
strict
have
parents.
chance.
And yeah, and they're the girls especially, they're not allowed to leave their house. They're not allowed to do a lot of things. And I think knowing that I might have been living that kind of life, it was very scary for me. So I was like, I don't want to go back. And with a little bit of convincing, with a little bit of like proving a point that I can do it, my dad in the end was like, okay, if you could prove to me that you could do it on your own, I'm not gonna interfere. I'm not gonna help. Do your thing. If you can't, come back. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'll show you.
So do I understand you correctly that the main transformation or like the main change was the separation, like the
Yeah,
fact that you had a chance to live alone, take decisions on your
exactly.
own.
Yeah.
So they basically to be able to be on your own
Mm-hmm.
and to manage
Yeah,
life on
to
your
have
own.
my own like even then I never felt like I could think on my own or like feel on my own also, because everything you do, it's like you go to your parents or you have to take your parents' permission. If I want to do something, like I have to have their what they think
Opinion, yeah.
opinion about it, you know. So I never like had my own opinion about anything, unless it's like the basic stuff, of course. So yeah, it was the best feeling that okay, I get to sit with myself and I tell myself, do you want that or you don't, do you want to go or you don't want to go. So it was a very different experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the you see, and this is one of the things, let's say, that I've seen and I see working with people in the Middle East, yeah, with the culture, is that how much separation
Mm,
affects male and female,
yeah.
because some people they don't get separate with the parents until 40, 50, and sometimes 60
Yeah,
years old,
yeah.
and sometimes separation actually never happen. But actually, in reality, separation as a process between child and parent
Mm-hmm.
is one of the fundamental processes in our life, because based on this depends
Yep.
our success, depends our relationship, depends our
Yeah,
friendships,
and it
and
builds your personality. Like I never remember, like I said, I don't remember what I was, when I just felt like I was a daughter living, like going to college and doing whatever they want to do,
Yeah.
so when I went out of that bubble, I was like, wow, there's
life.
a whole other life here. So it was very, very life changing. Yeah.
What is the most exciting memory? If we take like a memory from that period of time, what was the most exciting memory? Like maybe it was something very small, but it was
Okay,
like
I'll tell you. The most exciting memory was when, sorry, Dad, but when my dad called me and he said, you need to get on a plane right now and come back because they're going to close everything and you're going to be stuck there. Like, you need to come back now. So, me, of course, I'm going to listen to my dad. So, I'm like looking at flights. I'm telling the production team, like, we need to find flights back to Jordan. And they came and they told me, we're very sorry. You need to tell your parents that there's no flights. So I was like, what? Are you serious? And he's like, yeah. I was like, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, I'll tell them. So I called them and I was like, I'm sorry, there's no flights. I think I remember I was like in my room jumping and I was like, wow, I'm going to stay here for another 2-3 months. But
wow.
then again, it's Corona. So it's like, it was weird at that point. You didn't know
Yeah,
what it
it came
was.
actual fact, what was there came with the excitement
Yeah,
together. Yeah,
yeah.
it's not, it was not in your hands
Of
that
course.
much, but the excitement was
Yeah, it was there.
was a big one. Interesting. Actually, I understand your point very well, because I repeat again and again, the separation is one of the fundamental processes for every child,
Yeah.
and we do remain children until we separate.
Yeah.
And sometimes people they come and they work. Not people, let's say, business owner of a big company
Yeah.
comes and they're facing a certain difficulty in a one of the department, let's say, and we discover that the cause comes on the personal level
No.
from the fact that he did not separate with the father, or he
Yeah.
did not
Yeah.
separate with the mom. And it's unbelievable how this affects
The business.
every spheres in our life, but business
True.
for men, especially business, yes,
Yeah.
it affects a
Of
lot.
course. And it's not about like being close to your family or not. Like, I lived a very good life. I'm not gonna say like, no, my dad and my mom, like best parents, anything we want. We had everything. It was like we worked hard for it, but like it was there. We were living a good life. But me, because I'm such a big character, I want to do so much, and like in the US and a strict dad, it's very hard to like spread your wings and do whatever you want because you're a girl also, and they're very protective. So it's not about like people just not being close with their parents or being close. It's just the idea of separation.
Definitely, it
Yeah.
has nothing to do actually it has nothing to do with love, and it has
Yeah.
nothing to do we love them or we don't love
Yeah.
them. People they generally underestimate the importance of separation, yeah, and
Exactly.
especially in the Middle East. Also for men, like they don't go out of the families until they don't get married.
True.
So
Yeah.
sometimes it's a 35 years
Exactly.
old
Living with their
man
parents.
with whom mommy is taking care. So I mean, I understand and I respect the culture very much,
Yeah.
but nowadays,
You
يعني
have to.
there are إشي ومنه, you know, there
Yeah.
is
إشي منه
something,
صح.
yes and no. Actually, I wanted to ask you something. I got very curious. You said that you got an offer for the project that been in Jordan being in US.
Yeah.
So do I understand you correctly that your journey as a
Influencer.
yeah, started while you've been in US?
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
I
This
was.
idea for me is new. I
Oh,
didn't
really?
know.
Yeah. So I moved back to the US. So I lived in US. I was born there for 10 years. And then we moved to Jordan for another 10 years. And for college, me and my brother went back because it was
Okay.
very like hard for us to be like in Jordan doing college because we were still young. We didn't really know a lot of like Arabic at that time. So we went back and when I went back to the US in 2018, it was very hard for me. It was like a culture shock because I had so much friends in Jordan, and I'm a very like Jordanian girl because like when you deal with Americans, they're more like chill, basic, like So the Arab culture is not there at all. So for me, it was very hard because I didn't have any friends. Also, I used to live just with my dad and brother. My mom was still in Jordan, so that was like so hard for me, like living only with my dad and brother. So I stayed home a lot. So after that, I think I went in. I want to ask you about this, by the way.
Okay.
So I went in a phase in that period of time where I didn't have social media, and I was going for like 2, 3 classes in the morning, and I didn't have a life at all. I don't know. I really want to know if I had depression at that time or if I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to ask you what are like the symptoms of somebody knowing, because it was a really hard period of time. I remember it like it's like the thing that clicks with your mind once you think about it. I think it was like 4 or 5 months of me just having no hope, having no thoughts. I was just like in a gray area.
Yeah.
So I don't know. After what made me get out of that was social media. Like I
Mm.
started on Snapchat. I was like, you know what? I'm doing nothing in my life, so I'm just gonna like do funny videos on Snapchat. So I started there, and it got more and more. And my friends were like, open your account. Like you're really funny. People are gonna like love what you're doing. And I listened to them. And after that, social media started for me. But I wanted to ask you about that kind of thing. Do you think that was like depression or just lost? What was it?
This look, the signs that you are saying that I've been alone, I didn't want to do the things. I for 5, 6 months I've been in a great area. It can be a signs of depression. A part of that, I don't know. I don't want to do anything. I feel lonely. I feel this. I feel that. And of course, it's this what we cannot really look at the moment, or we can, is the feeling that you used to have at that time. So what was the feeling? So when you remember the feeling, yeah, the what was the feeling attached to, and what were the thoughts linked together. But as a science, yes, these are the signs of the depression.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's possible, but in the same time, it's very interesting that if that did not happen, probably you would not go on a snap, probably you
Exact.
would not find out to look there, let me do something funny, because I was not feeling funny at all.
Exactly.
So just to make up something for myself, and that something became so big.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you developed some. So I always say that everything happens in our life for a
For a
reason.
reason, yeah.
And talking about depression never comes by accident or by chance, or because we are bad people, or because we don't deserve a good life, or
Yeah.
because there is always something really big for us in this phase where we feel depressed. Something is there. It's either you will finally discover yourself, you will find out something, definitely you will discover how you like, how you don't like, And maybe like you open up the talents and you open up
Yeah.
the new chapters in life and the things that really can bring you to success. So the difficulties in our life, in every minus there is a plus. So in every difficulty there is something good for us behind it.
Okay. Nice.
So it's yeah. Do you feel that you've been depressed at that time?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. You know, I felt like this feeling two times in my life. It was that period of time, which I think the main thing was I just couldn't see a tomorrow. It was just like doubting, I'm like, am I gonna stay like this forever? Like you don't see any kind of hope that something in your life is gonna change to the better, to the worse, just nothing. Like
Yeah.
just gray, you know?
You've said something that it's been you had close friends in Jordan, but also you said something that your mom stay here. And before
Yes.
we spoke about separation, so I assume that the most difficult for you was to separate with mama.
Definitely, yes, because she was always like the way through my dad also, you know. So when my mom wasn't there, it was even harder for me and my dad together because if something happens, like I go tell my mom, she goes and figures it out for us, you know. So she was the one that like solved everything, made everything go smooth. So when she wasn't there, it was just like me and him, and I don't think he knew how to like deal with me, and I didn't know how to deal with him. So it was even harder, like living just me and him together. So I think that was a big point that she wasn't there too. Yeah,
Do you think that during that period of time you grew up?
definitely, definitely. Yeah, yeah. Um,
You know, it's I will translate it on my language. You know, on my language, how it sounds. On my language, I mean on the quantum psychology language. You are saying that you before you used to communicate with Papa. Mama used to arrange,
Yeah.
used to communicate, and then everything. So somehow is that you had the connection with Papa through Mama. Yeah. And moving to US, being there with your father, you had to
Yeah.
communicate with him directly, and you find actually, I will tell you from the esoterical point of view, it happened 100%. How? Because our relationship with our father in our life is our relationship with outside world and with money and with our purpose in life.
Okay.
So how it's turned in your life that you started to make a video, actually started to do something with outside world, with your purpose, yeah, that actually brought some financial maybe success in life and so on. So actually you've done your direct communication with Papa.
Okay. Wow.
You see, so the fact that you've been left with Papa in that period of time and you've been forced somehow and it's been difficult, unconsciously forced in you the processes
Yes.
to
To grow up.
to also no to grow up, yes, but to build a connection with the outside world.
Yeah.
And to
That's true.
do you consider yourself now independent person?
I think
Too much.
I'm too independent, literally. Yeah, like way too much. Like to the point that I forget that like this always comes on my mind, by the way. Like I feel like sometimes let's say when Corona happened. After that, like I was just like, or not a corona, let's say like any time that social media went down for a moment, or it wasn't like a good time for social media, my mind always like thinks, okay, what if social media is not there anymore? My mind doesn't even think that, oh, it's okay, one day you're gonna get married and somebody's like gonna cover it for you, or oh, you could go back to your parents, like they're fine, like with the dealing with you. My mind doesn't even go there at all. Like that's how much I just can't do it anymore unless it's me. Like I can't rely on anybody. It has to come through me. So yeah, I think it's I think I'm like over independent at
I
this
think you
point.
wanted to be so independent that you a little bit overdid it. I did
Exactly.
it, but I did it 100 steps
Yes,
forward.
yes. Like even if my mom is like, "Are you good?" Like, I'm like, "No, don't ask me that question. I'm fine. Like no, I'm good. But yeah, but it's a nice feeling. I love it, to be
Definitely,
honest.
it's a nice feeling. But in this nice feeling, what do you think? What would you like to improve, let's say? Or how would you like it to be? Or at the moment, you are fine with the way it is?
Um,
With
I
this
think
being so independent?
uh I think just like the emotional part. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I forget to just be a girl. Like just be girly, enjoy, like not be like all like strict, like okay, I have to pay my bills, I have to do this, I have to do that. So I need to work more. I need to sometimes I forget, like, okay, but you're in your 20s, you're a girl. Enjoy that part. Like I forget that part a lot because it's always in the back of my mind. Like, okay, you have your house is in Jordan and now you're in Dubai and your car is here and your car is here. Like my mind is like everywhere. I forget to just enjoy, you know,
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. So sometimes calculating too
too
much the
much.
responsibilities that takes away a moment of
Exactly.
enjoyment, yeah?
Yeah.
The moment of enjoyment. It's interesting. I always say it's so important that we remain or we try or we learn to remain in balance because let's say a woman like you or a woman like me is very difficult to be dependent.
Mm,
It's very difficult to be to leave everything on the partner, even, and it doesn't
exactly.
matter if he provides, if he can provide, if he cannot, even if he can fully, like
Yeah.
let's say like my husband, yeah, who
Yeah.
can takes care about everything and
But
everyone.
still it's in you.
It's still
Yeah.
so it's so important to be in a contact with this part as a resourceful part of our,
Yeah.
because there is a lot of your resource in this part, it's your strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And also to find a way how to be in a contact with the other side that can ask for help,
Mm-hmm.
that can be girly,
Exactly.
that can be like,
Yeah.
I really don't know how to do
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Come and tell me what is the way, where to go. Like,
Yeah.
it's actually it's very important. So until we are not in a contact with both of them, because how we say this part, it's a masculine part of us,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's a connection with our father and it's a connection with our masculine side,
Exactly.
and it's very important. Why we cannot disattach with it or disvalue it? Because when you are in a contact with this, you can do anything in life.
Yep.
If you want a new car, you know exactly how to do it. If you
Yeah.
want a new house, you know exactly how to do it. If you want anything, this part will help you in achievements,
Yeah.
will help you to bring this and that.
And because you know the feeling, you don't want to let go. Like even if you
Yeah.
meet someone, like as you said, your husband or something, like even me, if I meet someone or like I know that somebody could cover me in something, I never like that feeling. I don't know why. It's just like no, like I
Yeah.
got it. Like it's me. I'm fine with it. I know how to do it my way. So yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah,
like that's gonna be hard letting go of in the future.
but you actually, it's possible to be in a contact also with the other side,
Hmm.
and it is important because the other side is the side basically that gives us not only the ability to accept,
Mm.
like from outside world and from our partners, yeah, like I always say, if a woman face a difficulty like to accept gifts or to accept gifts or anything from outside world,
Mm.
is the because not in a contact with the feminine side,
Yeah.
or we can say not in a contact with mother side for whatever reasons,
Mm.
for early separation, for different reasons. So it's important for us to build this connection
Yeah.
with the feminine side, because this side knows when to relax, how to relax, and how to
True.
have fun.
Mm.
Yeah. So then we combine like the responsibility and pleasure. So we become more harmonious. Even if one side can dominate
Hmm.
still, that's fine. But another one is also in a contact, not a
Exactly.
completely
Letting go.
um, not a completely disvalued,
Yeah.
but everyone has their own journey, and we are discovering things once we are
Yeah.
once
Exactly.
it's like, oh, I am ready for that.
Yeah.
How many years you are now on social media?
Almost 8 years. So 2000, I started 2017. 17 or 16? Almost like last of 16, yeah.
What do you enjoy the most out of being an influencer?
Oh, that's a
I
good
love this
question.
smile.
I think the reinsure no, I don't know how to talk anymore. Like,
It's from excitement,
yeah,
actually. No,
exactly.
because I saw the smile on your face and the excitement.
Like the reassurance of people, like always good messages, good vibes, like what they say about me, even when I'm not there. Like a lot of people come and tell me, yeah, we heard that you're like number one on social media, or just like the good comments. I love also like the feedbacks from companies I work with, always telling me like, oh, we love how you put your full effort in your videos, we love how unique you are. All of these nice comments that they just make me feel good.
Actually, أنت أشرتي بدني مرة تانية.
مرتين.
Second time.
We're gonna count how much today.
Second time. You know, I can feel so much love and inspiration when you talk about what you're doing.
I love it.
And actually, I told you before, but I want to tell you again, definitely you are super talented person. You're
Oh,
very
thank
talented.
you.
And I can see you further in acting
Oh,
because you are so good at it. I
inshallah.
think, guys, you need to take some steps and
Take me,
to
please.
finally acknowledge
I
it
love
because you
acting.
have everything. I think in acting you're really talented, and this is the if to take it further.
Yeah. Oh, I hope so. Yeah. Acting is like a whole other thing for me. Like if you see me loving social media this much and laughing this hard, you should see when like I get just an opportunity to cast for something. Like I've casted in a lot of things, by the way.
Okay.
But you know, like in film industry, it's way harder like than social media. You have to be very calm. You need to like يكون عندك صبر كتير.
Yeah.
لأنه كتير مرات ما بزبط. Sometimes they like say we're gonna do it next year, or we canceled it, or we didn't find anybody to sponsor. It's really harder to like act, you know. And بالوطن العربي كمان خصوصي. ف for me like acting, when I get any kind of like role or something to cast in, oh my god, that week would be like the funnest week for me, like me just trying and like doing stuff to like improve, taking courses, doing like online stuff. So I love acting. I have so much passion for it, but hopefully when we get the right role.
Yeah, actually, it's interesting, but I can feel somehow it's coming. You know,
Inshallah,
the
yeah.
thing that you're so passionate about it, and feeling it's coming in a sense that when you have a goal in life, and when this is something you love it very much, and you're so engaged, and you're ready to give, and you are a giver actually
Yeah.
in things that you are doing, it will come.
Inshallah.
And the thing is that you need to take a decision.
Yeah.
You know, like take a decision. I'm ready, and
Definitely. I can't wait, to be honest. Yeah. And the nice thing in acting is there's no age to it. So this is
definitely.
what like makes me comfortable right now. No, okay, I really want acting. Like I would put 110% in any role I would take. I mean, like a good one for me. But like I learned to be patient with it, because if you keep holding on to it so hard, you're like in the film industry, sometimes it's very disappointing, you know. Like one
Definitely.
time I was almost like done. I was gonna be in one of these series, and for some reason it didn't work out. And I was like almost a month into it, like always going for casting, always, you know, like in the same thing. And after like when they said that it's not gonna work, oh my God, that month was the worst month of my life, because I got so attached to the idea of me just acting and what's gonna happen next. And oh my God, finally, like my first time, my first role, I've been preparing for this my whole life. And then after a month to like take you from 100 to 0, that was like just shocking to me. So I learned after that in like the acting industry, like don't get attached, don't put your hopes up, like always keep your hopes down at
Yeah.
like at the end.
Actually, you know, about if we talk about attachment, it's so important actually not to be attached to anything,
Yeah.
not to partnership, not to friendships, not to, in a good sense, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, because in any way we do have attachment to our jobs, to our partners, to our friends and so on, but I mean attachment as the heavy side of the
Yeah.
attachment is that I cannot deal without this. I cannot deal without a person. I
Exactly.
cannot do without a job. I cannot do without a particular
Yeah.
project and so on. Attachment actually usually guide us to disappointments. Yeah. So.
And I get attached really hard, like really hard. But I've been learning this past year um to not like I'm very happy for myself, to be honest, because I've lost like a lot of friendships, a lot of things. Like even me moving to Dubai, I lost like my community in Jordan. Basically my dream house. I didn't lose it; it's still there. But like the feeling of
It's
me,
separate.
exactly, like the separation. I've lost so much stuff that I was forced to deal with it, and now I feel like yeah, I'm fine if something didn't go my way, or if something that I was really attached to, or a person, or something is just not there anymore. I'm learning to be okay with it. Like, okay, what's gonna happen now? Just deal with the feelings and just move
Yeah.
on.
It's beautiful because it's one of the most important phases for us in life after separation is that when we learn how to become free in life, and we are free in our decisions, in our emotions, in our way how we build life, exactly
Mm,
when we are not attached to anything
very
and
true.
anyone.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you becoming say, okay, so what? I
yeah.
moved on with
You
this.
either put yourself in a bad place and just stay there, or you just say no, okay, خلاص, nobody's for nobody. يعني even people like at a certain point detach from their closest people, their parents. يعني ف you just need to learn how to deal with it, move
Yeah.
on. خلاص يعني.
Deep,
Yeah.
you know.
And
Deep.
whoever knows Raghda, I'm not, I don't have that mindset at all because I'm like a very like fragile person, like very attached, very sensitive. Yeah, but alhamdulillah,
What
growing
do you
up.
find, or what was the most difficult in this journey being an influencer? The most
Hmm.
difficult that you faced
Who the most difficult?
through these 8 years?
Hmm. Hmm. Those are so
Maybe you forgot about
very
it.
good questions. Yeah, I'm thinking because I got so used to it. So like I don't have. It's just like a normal job for me now. Like I don't have any ups and downs with it. But maybe I could say um the pressure of being like a perfect person on social media.
Mm.
Like I've always been myself. Like I've never been that kind of girl. Like oh, I need to have full makeup or I need to be like a certain person on social media. But even like imagine like even for somebody that's very like afawi on social media doesn't really care, it's still pressure for them.
Mm-hmm.
فما بالك البنات أو الشباب اللي they wanna be like perfect on there. It's so stressful. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have to wake up every day, check like your whole comments, see شوف ناس مش عاجبها ناس عاجبها. مين انت مثلا you did a very good campaign yesterday or a very good video, next day somebody does something better. You know, you need to accept that you're not the only one in this life. A lot of people are not gonna like you, and even though that you don't do anything wrong, you're a very nice person, you're a very peaceful person. So the idea of people hating you or like just not liking your whatever you do on social media or have comments on you, the idea of that is just like if you don't know how to deal with it, it's so hard. It's so hard. Like all of my friends, also my girlfriends, they're like رغدة أنا ما بتحمل حد يحكي لي كلمة. يعني أنا ما أنا لو عيلتي لو حدا حوالي بس حكى لي كلمة إنه مثلا لبستك مش تمام أو تحكي لي بنجن أنا كيف أنت like how could you even do it
So,
from people that are random كمان.
and so many. Actually, this what I was thinking while you are talking is that generally it's so difficult for some people to hold the pressure from the small society we are in. A small
Yeah.
group of friends, a small group, I don't know, a school, a university, or a certain community, or a certain I don't know, Ma'arif, yeah,
Yeah.
they all people around you that you know. But this is already not everyone can handle it
Stressful.
because we
Yeah.
are sensitive, we are emotional.
Imagine times 10, times
Times
100,
times
1,000, times 6 million for
ex-
now.
exactly. So it's
Yeah.
I believe it's challenging, and I believe it's requires certain character,
Yeah.
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 And here we operate basically mainly we operate unconsciously, yeah,
Mm.
and we operate very little consciously. What do you think is the reason that you exposed yourself to that amount of
Uh,
people?
so in the beginning, I didn't even know what I was going through, like what I was gonna put myself through, because like we're talking in 2016, there wasn't anything called influencer. Like I didn't even know this word, to be honest. I knew actors, singers, and what else? That's all. I like 2016. There wasn't, or like celebrities, but there wasn't anything like, oh, like good morning, my group, my people, how are you, it wasn't like that then. There wasn't like get ready with me, there wasn't any of that stuff. So me going into like social media at that point, I was just like on Snapchat doing funny videos. I didn't even expect anything from it. I didn't know what I didn't know that I was going to put myself through all of this. um but then when it grew bigger and bigger, and I started seeing that, okay, this is not going to be all fun and games. Like there's going to be people that don't like what you're doing. You're going to listen to a lot of negative stuff. Also, there's a lot of good stuff, of course, but like I'm talking about the negative side. I was like, okay, do we want to do this or not? Like you put yourself
So you
here.
had this
Oh,
question.
definitely.
Yeah.
I had it. So I've always told myself this thing, and till now I'm still with it. If I was ever like on social media, but the type of people that are like hated on social media for anything that happened like in a point in my life, or I don't know, just something happened that like the whole world just flipped on me and they hate me, I will leave social media because I do not want that stress. I'm not going to put myself in that point. I know it's never going to happen because I know myself, of course. But one time, like, let me tell you what kind of happened that almost made me do this, by the way. Yeah, I was about to,
To
oh my
quit.
God, I was about to leave social media,
Oh, how
definitely.
many years
Because
ago?
I said that point to myself and it did happen. Like
Okay.
for like a certain point, my whole like social media flipped on me because of something that I didn't do, but like they assumed.
Assumed, yeah.
Yeah. It was in 2020, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
After the show aired and everything happened, there was a certain conflict between like two different two different worlds, I guess, which was okay, I don't know if I should talk about
No,
this. It's
no, we
okay.
continue, we continue, we
Continue.
talk. Everything happens for a reason, you know.
Exactly, yeah. So it was just like a big part of people who didn't like that me and another person got separated as friends, something like that. So they flipped on me hard. Like it was like a whole like they made me go from 4 million to like 3.8. When
Oh,
I
wow.
when I celebrated for the 4 million, they
Yeah.
they made it to be like on purpose, like, okay, so let her celebrate and then we'll bring her down.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it was like a whole flip. So that happened.
So you mean it happened from the followers, or it happened that
Yes.
someone had like
um
made an attack or something like
yeah,
this?
it's basically like it was an attack, but the followers were mine also, because at a certain point we were both like always together, like the whole show we were all together.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so whoever didn't like the like that
Conflict.
the conflict, they did a whole thing on me where they put me down. Like I celebrated my 4 million and I posted, and then they were like, okay, attack. And literally I went from from 3.9 to 3.8. I think I went down to 3.7. That's like 300,000
Yeah, it's a lot.
followers in like an hour probably.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was to me, it was, I was baffled. Like, how can you be so successful at a certain point in life and everybody adores you, And just
It
like that,
flips.
it flips on you.
Mm.
It flips. So when we were like celebrating and everything, they were like, Raghda, don't open your phone. You don't want to see what's going on right now. So I was like, what? Like what? Like
What's going
there's
on?
nothing going on. Like we're celebrating the 4 million. I opened the phone and I saw like how I dropped and how people were just like, yeah, she deserves it. Yeah, blah blah blah. Um, stuff, and they're like making up stories. And I'm just like sitting here knowing the truth, knowing that there's nothing of what they're saying is right, and just you have to accept it.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do?
What was the biggest lie that they said about you?
That I استغليت. What do you
Yeah,
say? Like
used.
I used
Mhm.
certain people to gain followers.
Mm.
And this is like my worst nightmare, because I know that I am so picky with picking people who I like communicate with on social media,
Yeah.
who they put me with on social media, because I would never want to be like known as somebody who got famous because of somebody.
Yeah.
I would never. So
You
the
have enough
idea,
talents to be famous for who
yeah,
you are.
that's so sad, because they forgot the 4 years, or they didn't forget the people who were new and they didn't know me before. They thought that like all of my work in 4 years was just in 1 month, because of somebody like made me
Okay.
famous, or like I wanted to be with somebody just to get famous.
Mhm, mhm.
So that was so hurtful to me. It's like 4 years of my life, like everything I did, all of my work and effort just disappeared. And like all of these rumors and stuff that was said. So I was
How did you
like, you know
go over
what?
it?
Yeah, I was about to leave. I was done.
Mm.
I was like, you know what? I've always said it. If I was ever hated on social media, we're done. I'll close my accounts. I don't care, because it's hard, because I know what I am from inside. So for people to pin you as somebody that you're not and you need to go with it, I'm like, no, I don't need this. I'll go work somewhere. I don't care.
Yeah. But actually, also sometimes we look at the things like very direct, like, oh,
Yeah,
this happened because of this, or this happened because of that.
exactly.
But in reality, actually, first of all, when anyone has a negative attack can happen on social media, in a
Yeah,
real life, among friends, among family, among whatever. So when we have a negative attack on us, that's, why it happens? It happens actually energetically, because the other side, that is because this is side with the minus, and the other side of yours with a plus, that there are some positive stuff about you, there are a lot of positive opinions, and sometimes this side goes too big, so it has to be balanced.
yeah.
So for the law of balance, what happens is that
Ah,
sometimes we get some hate or
exactly.
some comments or situations like this, is
Bad
just to balance
publicity is good
the
publicity. Yeah,
hair that you have.
yeah,
But I understand that you need to have a certain character
yeah.
and strength to be able to
Yeah.
go
Yeah, of course. It did
through it.
pass. Yeah, yeah. I knew I was never gonna leave social media, but at that point I left for 10 days. I was like,
Yeah,
I stopped it,
sometimes.
yeah. But then like one of my really, really close friends, he was like, I'm not gonna let you do this. You're gonna get back on your feet. Everybody knows you. Like you've been there for 4 years. Don't let a person or like people in 1 month like ruin your whole career. No, you're not doing that. So yeah, a little bit of boost put me back. And it was the best like after that.
رغدة انت اشرتي بدني هلا وصل للماي
كمان
فيس.
مرة
يلا،
يلا صاروا
friends
ثلاثة.
friends. How is it important to have good friends in life, and
Oof.
especially in the, actually generally, not
Yeah.
especially, generally, how is it important?
It's really important. Like هسه انتي أشعرتي بدني. Just thinking.
Whom you thought about when I ask you this question? Because
Um,
it also happened to me, so I assume you have a particular people in your
yeah.
mind.
Yeah, my best friend Noel. Yeah. Um, I feel like I've always had really close friends to me, and like يعني alhamdulillah, all of my friends are adorable. Like كلهم بيحبوني وأنا كتير بحبهم. I have a lot of very nice and close friends. Also I've had friends for like 14, 15 years. I still know them.
Mhm.
So like I really appreciate my friends, and I stick by them. Like even if my whole world changed, I still have those people that I've known before social media when I was young, when I was in third grade. So I really value my friendships with people. Noelle to me, I think why she stands out a little bit is because I've always wanted that. Like I always tell my mom, like why'd you never get me a sister? Like I want a sister. Like why? And like دايما بعاتبها إنه طب يعني you
Why?
didn't think of me. طب you don't have sisters. You've always wanted sisters. Why did you do that to me? And she's like خلاص, like two was enough. I couldn't do more than that. So I've always wanted the idea of a sister, you know, and I always try to find it in my friends, but they're always like far, or we can't like connect that much, or like, you know, it's just
Yeah, there
different
was
situations.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always there's always something that they're very close to me, but it's like I can't call you my sister yet, you know. But Noelle, when she moved from Palestine and I'm moved from the US to Jordan, she moved to Jordan also. So I feel like because and she comes like from her background is it's very like my background, like she's Christian also.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a difference, but you know, you have more connection, yeah,
Common things.
yeah, common things, more things to talk about, like your childhood is the same basically. So we clicked very very good, and also we lived together. Like from the first week I met her, I was like, where are you gonna live? And she said, I'm looking for a place. I was like, listen, my apartment, it has an extra room. I'd love for you to like come over. And I don't even know her. Like it's still like new to me. But there is that just instant click, you know? And since then we live together till now. Yeah.
But I can
So
tell
yeah.
definitely you are so much connected with her.
No, definitely. Like we've been through so much together. It's crazy. Like
And
I don't even know.
there is a lot of pure pure connection,
Exactly.
regardless whatever every one of you dreams have,
Yeah.
and so on. It's yeah, it's amazing. I agree with you absolutely that one I consider also one of the blessings in our life is these friendships that when you talk about بأشر
Yeah,
بدن,
بأشعر بدنك.
because
Yeah,
you're like, thanks God I have you in my
exactly.
life,
Yeah.
it's
Yep, she's a blessing.
talking about blessings, what was your dream when you've been a little girl?
Ooh, what was my dream? I think I've always wanted to be like a singer, actor. Like I have videos till now. My mom like always used to film me dressing up and something like anything to do with making people look at me, you know? Like I wanted to be noticed, whatever it was. Like I was always the loud one in our family, like always on the table dancing, singing ABC, doing all of this stuff, like give me the attention I deserve, you know? So I think yeah, I've always wanted to be in front of people. And in any way, I don't know what it was. But yeah, and we did it.
Creative from the beginning. Talented is
Very,
talented. Yeah,
very, very,
there was
very. And I was always the funny one in the family. Like my mom always like used to tell me, you were so funny when you were a kid. Even your face expressions and the things that you do, everybody's like, what is this girl? Like always having like comments on you. So I was like, okay.
this acting part. What do you think? From whom you took it?
Acting part?
Yeah,
I don't
creative
know.
acting.
Okay, so my dad is a musician. He like does a lot of accordion, like even like not even the basic stuff, like the hard stuff. Piano. He could do anything. Like
Yeah,
my dad
now
is
we
very
know
very
where
creative.
it's coming from.
Yeah, yeah,
We
he
know.
is, to be honest. Um my mom used to always love to film. She has a lot of like she always used to hold the camera. She has a lot of like filming skills. And yeah, but she never talked about loving to be an actor or anything like that. No, I
You
don't
know
think
what
it
is
comes from
interesting
her.
is that sometimes when people come and we work together and they ask, yeah, but my mom, she never told me this, or my mom, she never told me she likes, or my dad, he never said this. Actually, what is interesting is that we read our parents through narrow mirroring
Without them telling
connection.
us. Okay.
So yeah, we read and we understand them and their experience and the way they perceive life without actually talking. So we can learn, my father was successful, or my father was creative, or my mom likes filming, without
Yeah.
her ever actually mention about
Yeah,
it.
that's
Or my
true.
so we learned things that impact our life
Yeah.
from our parents through narrow mirroring connection, without actually having a conversation
Exactly.
about it, with the plus and with the minus, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
both sides that affected us negatively and that affected us positively. So definitely parenthood
I took it from them.
had
A
had a lot of
mixture.
impact
Yeah,
on us in our life.
definitely.
um it's been an amazing conversation with you. I
I
can
had
take
so
for
much
our
fun.
I
I
can
know.
take
I want to talk more.
I
It's
can
okay.
talk
After we're done, we'll continue.
I can talk for hours with you, because you are a very deep person to discover, and
Thank
I know that your
you.
time also is limited. Last thing is that, is there anything you would you like to ask me about? Do you have any question?
Let's see. Okay, what's one thing you would like شو بدي احكيها نصيحتك يعني نصيحتك I
Yeah,
forgot what is it in
the
English.
advice.
Advice. There you go. It slipped from my head. So, what's your advice for me as a girl that's independent on social media, like going forward,
Independent girl.
knowing how like hard this is, but at the same time, it's a good thing.
Advice in which sense? In related to business? In related to
Yeah, we could say business actually.
in relation to business? I would actually suggest to look more in the acting bit, because definitely you are very, very, very talented, and I do absolutely believe that I أشر بدني ربا مرة. I do
Therefore.
absolutely believe that you can have a big career and a big something, inshallah, something
Inshallah.
great can open there for you. I just think you need to have the intention.
Yes.
Because you already have everything. You have the talent, you have the things. I don't think you really took the decision, like to
صح.
look seriously into that direction. But if I can give you advice, because you are so good in what you are doing, you are successful, you are beautiful, you are young, you have so many things coming, and you have all the bright, inshallah, future in advance. As an advice, I can see only this, that don't disvalue your creative beat in a sense of filming and this direction, because I do absolutely believe in you, and I do believe that this can bring you somewhere, when actually the small Raghda was dreaming to be. Because you just said that being a girl, I was always on the table
Definitely.
and acting, and so definitely.
Okay, we're gonna work on that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
I
dear.
wanna hug you.
يلا.
After the
I had so much fun. Thank you.